Welcome, Gemini. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your May bonus reading. This reading is inspired by the solar eclipse energy we're still enjoying in the first days of May, the Sun conjuncting the Moon in Taurus conjuncting Uranus. And this is giving us a unique opportunity that we have well earned by the many months, for some of you, many years, of soul work, facing those uncomfortable and rather you would avoid parts of yourself, your experience, and really internalizing the changes that you need to make that might ordinarily be naturally resistant to you, and changes that we'd like to impact our world, we'd like to see in the globe, throughout the world, and for our communities, that we are empowered to make. So this is a beautiful energy in keeping with the springtime. I've laid out the 4 axes of the horoscope wheel. I'll clarify with the African Tarot, filling in the spokes of the wheel, and finish off with an oracle card. So I'm going to start, Gemini. Before I begin, I would ask, if you enjoy and find these readings useful, to please like and subscribe to my channel. I welcome your comments. I enjoy reading them immensely, and thank all of you who do support me. So rather than starting at the top of the horoscope wheel, I will start with an overall energy for Gemini, which is the Emperor card. The Emperor is showing you to be taking control, absolutely in command of every aspect of your life and your environment. This is you internalizing the power that you've realized over many years, a lifetime of experience of manifesting the things that you want, and perhaps even inadvertently manifesting things you don't want. Primarily being so experienced at this ability to realize your goals that you are looked to in a position of leadership by others, and even expected to create structure, safety, protection for others as well. This is a really beautiful card that speaks about that natural Martian energy that gives you a sense of composure, experience, and wisdom that others look to for guidance. And at the top of the horoscope wheel, in the 10th house, the midheaven position, we have the 5 of Cups. And Gemini, you, like so many of us on the planet, are really reviewing and mourning the things that have been lost throughout this tremendous time of global and planetary change. You are counting up your losses, you are grieving those, you are even mourning those losses. And this card always speaks to me as a certain kind of comfort that we come to take as we seek to recognize those things that did not fulfill their potential, were not successful, did not give us the pleasure or reward we expected. This card very much instead is calling you, as are the planetary energies of this solar eclipse right now, to look at what remains, to count up this connection that still remains for you with your higher self, with your greater potential, with your better self, and those relationships, including that with yourself, with others, and with your heart's desires, the things that you desire to achieve, that remains as solid and based on this greater sense of self-knowledge that you have gained over these many months and many years indeed of experience. So this is you turning away from that sense of remorse, that regret, that sense of loss and grieving, and turning towards gratitude for this deeper and more profound connection you have with yourself, and understanding of the experience that were perhaps viewed as failures, now recognizing the gifts within them, having now created this stronger, more solid, more authentic self of potential. In the first house, we have the Three of Cups, which really talks about the root of our compassion in community, our shared ability to empathize with one another, and particularly coming from your experience where you have really embraced the vulnerabilities, the sense of victimhood that you once understood as such, to be now this greater capacity for creativity, for caring, for nurturance, for love, self-love, including, and the celebration of the positive manifestations of your experiences and their emotional resonance that really can be shared with others, can be celebrated at this time. So this is more the energy of your everyday perspective, your attitude towards your world throughout this May. In the fourth house, where we are rooted at our base in family of origin, in home, childhood, memory, even heritage, we have the Three of Swords. So this is another repeat of three. And this is really helping to ground your sense of self-healing, understanding the experiences you've been through that were heartbreaking, that were devastating, that felt to be betrayals at one time, and you now are understanding your responsibility and your role in the creation of those disappointments or failures. This is you really pouring the waters of love every day, a sort of consciousness, bringing into consciousness this ability to self-soothe, to understand yourself in a way that no one else can. So this is really amplifying this healing process that you are in right now. In the seventh house, the house of significant others, we have the Magician, which is a beautiful card of recognition of your own power, your own ability to manifest, the really early stages of the power of the Emperor card. So the Magician is really indicating that you have the tools you need. You have the understanding, you have the love, you have the creative drive, and the recognition of the way in which to move forward. That connection that you have now strengthened and built up over this time of deep soul work and self-understanding, self-love. You have primed and positioned yourself so that you are ready in partnership with your higher self, the basis for all your relationships moving forward, to create something, build something, move towards a target, a goal successfully. I'm going to clarify the Three of Cups in the first house, your attitude, your perspective, with the King of Wands in the second house, and the Four of Pentacles in the third house. So the King of Wands is really indicating this growth of confidence that you're now feeling. You're feeling this tremendous welling up of passion that you definitely know how to direct. You are determined and motivated as the Emperor. And it's interesting, I'm getting the strong masculine energy. That means assertive energy that is moving outward into the world to not only charge with passion, with devotion, with clarity, with fire and energy towards your goals, but is inspiring others who are feeling led to follow your charge. The Four of Pentacles in the third house is very much about your communication style, the way that you're communicating what you've learned to others. And the Four of Pentacles is indicating your guardedness, your carefulness. The Emperor is a number 4, so the wisdom that you've gained throughout your experiences in life has taught you to move cautiously, to move carefully, to be very clear about your communication so that you are reinforcing the foundational basics of building, of creativity. You are anchored and rooted in your material experience and are committed to building on that. So the Three of Swords in the 4th house, where you are have gained a deep sense of understanding about your original experience, your authentic self. You have the Page of Swords in the 5th house and the Nine of Swords in the 6th house. This is really, again, emphasizing and drawing out the desire to, with the success that you have gained through this soul's journey, to better understand the things that haven't been successful, the things that have not turned out the way that you would have liked, that have not been victorious. You have opened yourself up to understanding the power of your thoughts, the power of your deliberations. Now a new understanding of truth that is bearing upon not only a better alignment with who you naturally are, but also a way in which you are now capable of perceiving the truth, your truth, and articulating that clearly to others, opening up to documenting, recording your process of now being inspired by the information that you now perceive, the opportunities you now see available in your environment and among your peers. The Nine of Swords in this case is really talking about the deep work that you've done. The Three of Swords emphasizes your ongoing process of healing that you've gained, but the Nine of Swords indicates that you have worked hard to really resolve the undesirable, unhealthy, unbalanced, and failed experiences of your past. You have really counted up the damage that you've sustained and looked in such a way that you have not only not internalized that sense of damage, that sense of betrayal, that sense of hurt and destruction that you've experienced, but you have learned to release, to use the experiences that you've had to release the sense of negativity, failure, and betrayal that has plagued you and contributed to this sense of being alone. And you are, I must say, counteracting that sense of isolation and defeatedness by this new recognition of the energy of the Three of Cups. This is where you are tapped into the gifts of these tragedies, these upsets, the sense of devastation, by really understanding the value of the emotions and experiences that you have released, the self-soothing, the community healing that you are now focused on participating on regularly and consistently. The Magician in the 7th house, which is giving you the tools to move forward in partnership. I have clarified by the 8 of Wands in the 8th house and the 2 of Pentacles in the 9th house. The 8 of Wands is indicating that whatever you are creating, whatever you are building here with the Magician card in the 7th house in partnership, not only with your community, your team, your organization, but with your higher self, your new realization of the unlimited potential that you now recognize and are owning as your birthright. You are free now, unleashing tremendous opportunities for communication, for information to come through for you, for activity and effort to be joined with others to make a phenomenal impact on your community. This is the place where you share resources, and the Eight of Wands indicates that you are making a tremendous investment in your ability to work with others to share not only your gifts, but the gifts of all in order to make a major impact on your environment. In the ninth house, the house of your higher mind, we have the Two of Pentacles, which really indicates that in many ways our human inclination is to overemphasize what we've learned in the past in order to make way for the new potential. Here you are relying on what you've learned and trying to balance that out with what potential you have now unlocked and unleashed, not only for yourself, but its spiritual implications for the planet, for the global community that you participate. So this is you really trying to internalize what all you've learned deeply and to move that information into the present so that you are balanced and not overemphasizing this deep understanding that you've gained from your past, but actually clearing the way for the future. And this is you really trying to learn as you move forward. And you're moving forward rather rapidly, very inspired, and that is a juggling act. It's difficult to take this deep well of knowledge that you have unlocked regarding your own experiences and your own alignment with that, and to move that, to use that, to jettison yourself forward in a way that participates in a flow rather than a juggling act. In the 10th house, you have the Five of Cups, indicating you're turning away from regret to gratitude, clarified by the Queen of Wands in the 11th house and the King of Pentacles in the 12th house. The King of Wands and the Queen of Wands represent your ability to join your own internal strengths and energies in such a way that you are confirmed in your ability to move passionately forward and in balance. So these are two energies that speak to your drive, your motivation, and your confidence. So the 11th house is where we join with all of the invisible associations that we connect with throughout our world, our community, and the globe. So this is you focusing on humanitarian efforts in which you are attracting the resources you need to complete the project you've begun here, the project that you've gained the courage and momentum and the motivation to create. And you're bringing those resources that others have, drawing those resources towards you, attracting the following and energy that you need to complete this in community on behalf of community. The 12th house is where we've learned everything we've learned from our journey to this point is internalized and preparing us to move forward. The King of Pentacles is really showing you to be a master of your material experience, focused on not only abundance, material wealth, assuredly prosperity, but also stability, security, and protection. This is you as not only, it's related to the emperor very much. I would say the kings are the sons of the energy of the emperor. So this is you really commanding this sphere of your world, the generation of resources and abundance that you can generously share with others. And this is your motivation as you move forward to a new beginning, a new creation. I'm going to finish this off with a Hummingbird Oracle to lighten the mood in keeping with the energies of this beautiful spring, this lovely May solar eclipse, and ask you again, if you're enjoying this reading, if you find it useful, to please like and subscribe to my channel. I have pulled Bird Bath, and this card says, cleanse your dusty wings so you can fly more freely. Hope you can see that beautiful artwork. I'm going to leave it here, Gemini. I'm going to thank you for your participation, for your attention and time. And until next time, Namaste.